Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anita Library. I'm Anita and this is my library. Today we are going to be talking about some dark academia books. This is one of my favorite genres, subgenres of thriller / horror books. I am in love, and I know we're a little bit early, but for some of us, spooky season is right around the corner, and these aren't necessarily scary. A couple of them are considered horror, but either way, the time is imminent. So if you're looking for some dark academia, spooky ooky, vibey books, please stay tuned. If you like curated book content or just hearing a booktube newbie chit chat about books and bookish things and hear my thoughts on books and follow along with some vlogs of mine or whatnot, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel before moving on. But other than that, we are going to get right into the dark academia. So these are in no particular order. I just grabbed these off my shelf and we're going to talk about them. So first up, I have Ace of Spades by Faridah, Abike, Iyimide. This is a YA thriller. It says, all you need to know is I'm here to divide and conquer like all great tyrants do. Aces. Now that brings me to the plot's antagonist. Aces. Aces is an anonymous text messenger who is sending out text blasts to the entire school about our two main characters, Chiamaka and Devon. And Chiamaka and Devon are the only two African-American students in this private school. They are at the top of their class. They are primed for great collegiate experiences, and it seems like Aces is really trying to take them down by telling their secrets and their private lives, things that is literally nobody else's business, or twisting the truths of like dark things that happened to them in their past and making them out to be really terrible people. So they team up together to take down Aces. There is a very obvious undertone in the book as to Aces and their intent. I feel like the book kind of falls short of, yes, though the reason and the badness of why this is happening to them is very obvious. It's not explained very well to me, but I'm 100% in the minority for this book. It's got really great reviews. I'm sure it's over 4 stars on Goodreads, and it has been really highly acclaimed. So this is one of the first dark academia books that I read, and it's not my favorite, but I definitely still encourage you to read it for yourself. And let me know. Come back to this video, come back, write me a DM or something like that. Let me know how you feel about this book, because I have thoughts. If you don't already know, all of my book reviews for books that I read are on my Goodreads. My Goodreads is linked down below in the description box, and I review everything that I read. And that is a book that I have reviewed and I've read, and I have a reading vlog of me giving my live thoughts about that one. Second book is Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. This was the first dark academia book that I read, and this girl here is amazing. Like, this is also follows an African-American woman or young girl. She's in her senior year of high school. She's earned a scholarship and acceptance to Yale. Well, she gets into a rivalry or a fight of sorts with one of her like college prep school like Blair Waldorfs, and she gets, the main character Adina, she gets her college acceptance rescinded because her family just has that much power and influence. So Adina enters these games that are meant to poise young girls to have like their lives just laid. They get to go to any school that they want, and these are deserving girls. These aren't just like random people off the street who don't deserve a shot at, oh, that sounds kind of icky, but what I mean is they've earned college acceptances. They have excellent GPAs, they have excellent resumes and applications and stuff like that. Like, they're the cream of the crop, these girls are. And Adina just wants to earn her spot back at Yale, so she entered these games so that she can do that, because the family who sponsors the games is the most affluent, influential family in the city that this book is based in. So once she gets into the game, she realizes it is literally a game of life and death, and she's so taken aback and literally has to fight for her life. This was such a fast-paced read. It was an easy read. It was a relatable read for sure, even though like none of us have been in a Hunger Games type situation or a Vicious Games type situation, but how Adina was feeling, the like internal conflicts that she was having between this person and that person, and trusting this person and distrusting that person, and second guessing everything, and like your morals and like your dignity, are what are you willing to do for your life, who you're willing to trust or betray for your life. It was really interesting to see. I didn't absolutely, I respect the ending. It's just, it wasn't what I was expecting from the book, but I'm not mad at it. I gave this 5 stars. So I definitely recommend this. If you're looking for a Dark Academia book, I recommend starting right here, because from the few that I've read, I feel like the bar has been set. Also by that author, I have Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I'm sorry, this is the author who wrote Ace of Spades. So I have this book, Where Sleeping Girls Lie. This is set in like a boarding school for girls, and some spooky things start happening, and I think someone dies. Yeah, a student is found dead, and the 2 main characters are figuring out what's going on, but there are secrets in here. There is suspense in here, and if I'm not mistaken, there is some creepy history and maybe even some racial inspirations for this book as well. So like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of Ace of Spades, but I'm still willing to give this one a try. If you know any more books by this author, leave them down in the comments below, because at first I was just kind of let down by Ace of Spades, but I would be interested to read some more from her. So this one is going to be read during spooky season for me. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on Goodreads, and if you have any more recs from her, please let me know, because I'm still open to more from that author. I guess let's just keep with YA. This is my last YA rec. This is Promise Boys by Nick Brooks. This is about 3 boys who go to an urban prep school. Their principal ends up dead, and everyone kind of points the fingers to say that the Promise Boys are the ones who are behind it, and they're just trying to clear a name. But it seems like one of them probably might have actually done it. So that's all I know about this book. I've had it on my TBR for a while. I saw Aaliyah read this on Goodreads on her YouTube channel, and she freaking loved it. And it's not that long. Like, I'm pretty sure it's under 300 pages. Oh yeah, it's definitely under 300 pages, so it's not very long at all. Again, it's YA. I got this off the bargain table at my Books A Million for $6.97. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this guy. I don't have it on my imminent to be read list, but I do have interest for sure. All right, next I have Bunny by Mona Awad. This is this on my August TBR? It's on a TBR cart, so this is a high priority for me. This and another one of the books that I'm going to mention. This is about a young girl, Samantha, who goes to college, and in her college there's a group of girls called bunnies, and they have like something spooky ooky going around about them. They are kind of like a sorority. I don't know if they're actually a sorority or they just feel like a sorority in like the way that they interact. But the bunny girls start doing some like really sinister things, and at the same time they're so like prim and proper, and they end up like inviting Samantha into it, and she kind of gets like a wider, a more narrow lens as to what the heck is going on in the bunnies group, and I guess we just kind of follow that. This is highly anticipated read for me. This again is very short, under 300 pages. It is a horror though, and I've heard this is mad creepy. Like it looks so unassuming. It's like a pink book called Bunny. Like how much fluffier could it get? But I heard this is really creepy and sinister and spooky. So this is definitely giving spooky season vibes. And the thing about me is like I'm not a horror girly, like I'm not a horror movie girly at all, and I tend to do most of my reading at night when the house is quiet, when the streets is quiet, and I don't want to be up all night stressed about being scared of a bunny. Like I don't know, I need to read this like first thing in the morning, get it done in like 5 hours, and then like read some Mimi Grace or something like that. But this is a highly anticipated read for me. I hear the audiobook for this one is good too, but I don't need those problems. I'm gonna read that myself. So that is the last of like collegiate type of academias, or like high school type of dark academia. I also have 2 more books here. I have The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. This one is creepy and chilling. It follows a young boy, 12-year-old Robbie Stevens Jr. is sentenced to 6 months at the Gracetown School for Boys for kicking the son of the largest landowner in town in defense of his older sister Gloria. And this is based in the Jim Crow South. It's called a reformatory, like a school for boys, but it's not a school for boys. It's literally like a torture house, and awful things start happening there to this young boy. I hear it's like so chilling and gripping and heart-wrenching, and this has been a highly anticipated read for me. But it's also as anticipated as it is for me, it's just as much intimidating for me. Like partly because, like I said, I read at night. I don't want to be spooked. I don't want to be scared. And also, like, I am very susceptible to a sad book, to a hard-hitting book, to a heart-wrenching book. Like, it will stay with me for days and weeks. Like, I will be down bad over it. Like, and I worry highly that that is what's going to happen to me after I read this book. So I guess what I should do is definitely read it before it gets fall and winter time, and like I'm down bad for real. So I'm gonna try to get this one done, but I'm so scared. But honestly, I haven't heard a bad word about this. I've heard many people say that this is like life-changing, and I like my life to be changed by books. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Whew. Okay, I had to sneeze. It went away. So this is a highly anticipated read. It's just I'm also so intimidated. And then finally I have The School for Good Mothers by Jessamine Chen. This book follows, what is her name, Faridah Liu. She is a Chinese immigrant, or her parents were Chinese immigrants, and she is a mother. Something happens to her kid as an accident one day, and they end up abducting the ominous they. This is also dystopian. So dystopian, dark academia together, like, say less. This is highly anticipated. This is on my TBR for the month. But anywho, so the government, the dystopian government, take her daughter and then throw her into this school for good mothers to reform her and to churn out the robot that they deem is ideal for a mother and worthy of having a child and caring for a child. I have read a couple of books in recent past that were kind of focused on like stripping away rights of women and trying to mold women into doing and being exactly what men want them to be, or to serve them in the way men want them to serve them. And I'm still kind of feeling the remnants of that. So is this something that I'm itching to read like immediately just because I'm still feeling how I'm feeling off of those other books? Not really. But like I said, I do love a dystopian book. I love a dark academia book. I don't consider this truly dark academia because it's like a finishing school or reform school, like internment camp or something for mothers. It's not actually like an academic setting, but it is like a structured school setting, you know what I mean? So those are all the books I have for dark academia recs. If you have any that you've read and that come highly recommended by you, please let me know, and please disclose if it is particularly spooky so I'll know to prioritize that before it gets actually spooky season, because I will spook. Your girl will spook. So anyways, that's all I have. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will do more curated to a certain genre or trope type videos, and I can search my shelves for those and give you my feedback and my recommendations. So if you like those, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.